Alright, what is up? I'm here to talk about the man, the myth, the legend, Naoya Monster Inoue that defeated Jason Moloney in a 7th round KO victory, which is a very good solid performance. He struggled a little bit, but either way, this is a very interesting fight. I'm going to give out my fight card post-fight, reaction to this. This is a very interesting card that I had fun watching, and I personally believe that's why everything came to fruition. But it was very fun. I actually enjoyed it, and I think it was a very fun fight, and good enough that we've seen some very good performances. But either or, let's get on to the fight card. I'm on Tapeology. I just have to get the fight typed in, and then we have our fight, Naoya Inoue. Inoue. Hold on. Yeah, I don't even know if I can get it. Yeah, there we go. There we go. We got him. We got him. We got the homie. It's crazy how Naoya, he's only 27. I love watching him. He's my boy. But yeah, let's go. Naoya versus Jason Moloney. This is a very good fight. But let's start from at the very beginning. We had Julian Rodriguez that knocked the living crap out of Jose Lopez Rodriguez, which Rodriguez, I like him. He's not really the best fighter in the world, but either or, he got dominated by Julian Rodriguez. He's a very good fighter. I love this kid. He's probably one of the better fighters I've seen in quite a while, and hopefully he can make his way, because he definitely has the goods to make himself a bigger name. And I believe he fights at hold on, let me pull up his box rack. I always need to have that ready. But he's a very good fighter. I actually like watching him fight. Yeah, he fights at super lightweight 140. So I mean, honestly, I say from this fight, he should probably fight the bigger guys like Elvis Rodriguez or Yomar Alamo or Jean Carlos Torres, or he can probably go to maybe superstardom fights, maybe in the top 25. I don't even know about that. That seems pretty risky. Honestly, if he could fight Malik Hawkins or Antonio Moran, he could bump up. He could bump up real quick. But I would probably even take Batir Akhmedov or Jose Vargas. That would be a very good fight too. Or Shakram Giasov. Yeah, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. He would have bombs thrown with him. Or even Subriel Matias, which I know Julian, he's Puerto Rican. I know it. He's not the type of fighter to give up. He's a very great fighter. I think his defense needs to get a little bit more perfected, but either way, he has a lot of tenacity. He's not the type of guy to give up in his how should I say? He's not the type of guy to give up in his fights. He's a very busy fighter. He keeps his hands high. Honestly, he's an awesome guy. He's very similar to Vito Melnecki. They're very similar to how they fight in a way. Because I love Vito. Vito, he's my boy. One of the greatest fighters I've seen in quite a while. It was a very good fight with Julian Rodriguez defeating and beating the living crap out of Vito. I hope Julian can make his way to a much greater impact with those names that I dropped down. I think it would be good to see what he can do, because either or, Julian, he got the goods, and he will be a problem for 140. I kid you not. But, you know, either or, you know, that was a good fight. I actually enjoyed it. But yeah, let's get right on to the next one, man. The next one, we had Andy Hiroyoka versus Ricky Edwards. I like Ricky. He's a very good fighter. But I think Ricky, he needs to work on defense, my man. Like, I really enjoy what he does to the game. But, you know, Ricky, he needs to think about what he does in and out of the ring. And I think, like, if anything, he'll make himself bigger to superstardom, to make himself a bigger name and a greater influence. But I think either way, you know, he's a very good fighter, man. I do like Ricky. You know, he just needs to work on a few more tools, and I think he'll be up there. But Andy Hiroyoka, I love this kid. I basically just call him the Sensation Freaksation, the Japanese Freaksation. It's really easy to see how he comes into his fights, but Andy, he is no person to be messed with. He has insanity with his punches. He has power. He's very dynamic, and he showed that against you know, Ricky Edwards. Ricky, he wasn't looking good after round 3, and you know, Andy, he just basically washed him. It was a pretty simple, easy fight for Andy. I think Andy, if he perfects more with his defense, he's definitely going to be up there fighting at a grander scale. Honestly, shit, get Julian and Andy together, good fight. Great fight. I would like to see that. Andy versus Julian. I'm going to be taking Andy over Julian. But either or, if Julian could pull off a win over Andy, great, insane fight. Alright, next fight. Jared Big Baby Anderson versus Luis Eduardo Pena. This is a guy I saw that got knocked out by Kofi, right? You know, I call him Coffee Man because he'd be bringing hot coffee hands. I don't know if that's a good way to make an oxymoron, but sorry. Yeah, this fight was pretty simple. Honestly, Jared Anderson, he's just way too good, man. Like, he looks like a football player, but he looks like the type of guy that would be a juggernaut, like Warrior, you know what I'm saying? Like, he has Spartan-like power. He has great tenacity. Footwork definitely needs to be, you know, polished up a bit more. But either or, Jared Anderson, he's just so good. And then on top of that, he was boxing. But Luis Eduardo Pena had no answer to Jared. He got defeated in a stylistic fashion because he ain't that good. He got washed. And, Jared Anderson gave him the work. So, either or, I think he needs to just work on his defense more, and he'll be back up. I think he's a pretty decent fighter, to say the least. I mean, he's only 6-2. I don't know too much about his background. I think people have said he did amateurs, but I don't really think that really matters. It's more like if you know how to fight and you utilize your defense to fight, then yeah, you could probably win. But I could tell that his experience is not up there with a guy like Jared Anderson that just simply jabbed him out. He jabbed him out. He worked the body. He really gave this man problems. And I think for Luis, if he wants to stay up in the heavyweight division, use your defense and utilize your jab in order to sustain. And I think he'll be up there, you know. It's a work in progress for every fighter, and I think Jared Anderson, he's gonna be at superstardom pretty soon. And for Luis, he could definitely get up there. He just needs to work on the craft a lot better, and we'll probably see some really good action out of him soon. So yeah, let's move up to the next fight. We got Robson Conciero versus Luis Correa. This is a very fun fight. I actually thought Luis actually won this fight, to be honest. He did what he had to do, but he got robbed by a very tough opponent, which this guy, I don't want to say he's that good. I really think he's not even that good of a fighter, to be honest, but he got beat by Robson Conciero Nino. This guy's from Brazil. And Brazilians, they don't have too much of a good rep when it comes to boxing. They're not really into it, I would say. But this fight was pretty decent, to say the least. Robson, I want to say he got dropped in like, I forgot. I think it was like the third or fourth round. But I'm not too sure about that. I'd probably have to go to BoxRec and actually, look at, what the fight details if they put that in there. Yeah, because that'll give me a better understanding. No, it doesn't even show that on BoxRec, but either or, it was a pretty decent fight. I thought Luis Correa, he worked Robson. Robson had no answer to Correa's, left hooks and his jabs, and Conciero, he did what he had to do, but I think the momentum was swinging to Luis. Luis, he really came out there and gave Robson a fight, and I think it pretty much showed what he's capable of doing in the ring. But if you were to give me a 12-round fight for this, I'm giving it to Luis. But Robson, he got lucky. He really did. I think the fight should have really went to Luis, because Luis, he was a very busy fighter in that fight. He did what he had to do. He worked on his movement. He kept his jab at bay, and he was just working Robson to the body. And I think he almost busted his lip, which could have been like another Toriano Johnson incident. But either or, it was a very fun fight. I would like to see maybe like a rematch. That would be a lot better. But I don't think Robson Conciero is going to be lasting at 130. I don't think this guy is that good. I think Luis Correa, he's going to be an issue. Even probably have Abraham Nova versus Luis Correa. But no, I'd say Nova, he's already at championship stardom. So yeah, that'll be saved for a different video. But let's get on to the co-main event. The mommy, the sweetheart, the beautiful silent assassin, Mikaela Mayer. She is the queen of technicality, going up against Iwa Bradnicka. This is a very one-sided fight. I felt like Iwa, she didn't come out as the fighter as many would say that she was gonna do towards Mikaela. And Mikaela, she did what she had to do. She kind of kept on her word that she's gonna apply pressure. She's gonna keep her in ring control, and manage her offense and utilize her style to cut her off the ring. And she did that. I really thought that Mikaela, she could have came close to knocking out Iwa, because Iwa, she did get hurt a couple times by Mikaela's right hooks. But I think Mikaela, she didn't want to take the risk, because it's a world title fight. So she didn't want to risk her getting countered by Iwa, which Iwa, she doesn't have knockout power, but anything happens in boxing. So she definitely did what she had to do, and make sure that was never to be, the case. But either or, Mikaela, she did a very good job. She is the queen at 130. I think her next step is to probably go after, I would probably say Terry Harper, right? If I'm not mistaken. Or maybe go after, I don't even know. Not that many women in boxing. Only 131 in her division. Maybe fight Delphine Persoon, or no, Mavia Hamadouche. I would like to see that. Or fight Alicia Baumgartner, or no, actually fight Queen Ni Choi. She's a good fighter too. I love watching her fight. And or Catharnia Thunders or Tiara Brown. And I don't know. I guess after that it's pretty much it. There's really nothing left I can really see out of where she could fight, because once she moves up to lightweight, which I assume she will, she's going after Katie Taylor. So Katie Taylor, she has to she better watch out for her. That's gonna be very crazy fights. But I'd say for her first test at 135, maybe fight Maria Moneo or Estelle Mosley, or she could fight Lucy Wildheart. I'd like to see that fight. Or Selenia Barrios, that's Mario's sister. She could fight. But for top dogs, all the top superstardom, so there's really not that many women in boxing, and it's really sad. But I don't even know, man. I really can't even think about it. Oh, actually, she could fight Chantel Cameron if I'm not mistaken. No, she fights at 140, I think. Yeah, she fights at 140. I think so. Yep, she does. But I mean, that's a possibility. I'd definitely like to see that. I think Michaela, she got everything set. She's gonna make some. Yeah, she's gonna make some noise. She's gonna make some noise in every division. But hopefully we could see that fight happen. That'd be awesome. And it'd be interesting to see what she'll bring to the table. But either or, great job for her. She dominated the living crap out of Iwa. Hopefully Iwa, she can come back and make her statement again. But I think at this point in time, it seems like retirement is pretty near for her. I really liked watching her fight back in the day, but I think Michaela is now the new queen of the throne at 130. So we'll see what happens. Alright, what is up, guys? Sorry about that. Had a bit of a fire alarm that got off in my apartment complex, but everything's fine. But yeah, I just wanted to cover the last fight with Naoya Inoue with Jason Moloney. This fight was pretty decent, to say the least, and I had a lot of fun watching the fight. But either or, I thought Naoya did his thing against Jason, and Jason capitalized on every opportunity as much as he can. But Naoya, he dominated Jason, and Jason had no answer for him. I think Naoya, he's a very good fighter. Jason, he needs to really work on defense a lot more. I think a lot of boxers do, because they have no answer for having those types of I don't even know, those types of competition. Try to step up and let the fighters brawl it out. But either or, Naoya did his thing. I think Jason has tenacity in the sport, but at the same time, I look at it from an objective lens, and I think Jason, he's a very good fighter. But Naoya, he came out to play, he came out to fight. People want to say he's a hype job, but he's not a hype job. I think Naoya, he has something that most boxers don't want to have, and he has tenacity. And I would like to see what Naoya can do in the future to make himself a bigger threat for the bantamweight division. And if anything, if he could bump up to 122, well, actually no, I want to see him at 130. Even though that's a big step up in weight, which he can move up to 130. Let's not forget, he can fight Tank Davis if this is a possible fight in the future. But I would like to see him bump up to at least maybe 126 or bump up to 130, because I think he will be making some huge noise in the future. So either or, Naoya Inoue did a very good job, and I give him props for that. He's a very Very, very good fighter, in my opinion. So hopefully we could see that out of him, and he can make himself a bigger prospect in the sport. And yeah, hopefully we could see that, man. So please let me know what you guys think about, what's going to happen with Naoya Inoue and his career. But either or, let me know what you guys think about this whole fight card. Do you think it was a good fight card, or do you think that it was weak and there needs to be more, upper echelon in the, sport of boxing to make bigger fights? So I will see you guys later. I appreciate everything for what you guys do to come through and support the channel. I'll keep going with what I have to say. This is Kieran Rodriguez signing out. Thank you.